Just as sunflowers chase the sun, inductees into the South Dakota Hall of Fame chase their dreams day after day, year after year. The 700-plus inductees in the Hall of Fame come from all backgrounds and corners of our state. What their stories have in common is their unwavering courage and belief in their dreams. These dream chasers are an inspiration for us all to strive for excellence and believe in our own potential to chase dreams well into the future.
Dick Brown's love of the outdoors and leadership style of inclusiveness, humor, and collective decision-making has helped him create lasting change throughout the state of South Dakota. His impact on the state is evident in his work as a state legislator and as a commissioner of the South Dakota Game, Fish, and Parks. Along with his wife, Sue, Dick became development director of the SD Parks and Wildlife Foundation. Together, they raised more than $15 million in private dollars to create multiple public assets, such as the Outdoor Campus West locations and the Peter Norbeck Outdoor Education Center.
Hello, I'm Miles Beacom with South Dakota Hall of Fame, and with me today is Dick Brown, a 2019 inductee into the South Dakota Hall of Fame. So Dick, welcome today. And
thank you. I'm delighted to be here, Miles.
Well, I tell you, you have a fascinating background. So if you could share with us just your childhood to present and just kind of walk through your life.
I'm a fifth generation South Dakotan, so I've had a lot of different experiences. Del Rapids was a great community to grow up in, a small one at those times. And so the thing that happened there was I had a great family. Went to the University of South Dakota, spent some time in Washington, D.C. with Senator Munt, working on his staff and in the military for a while. And I got my BA and MA degrees from the University of South Dakota. Dr. Bill Farber, who was my mentor at the university, introduced me to Sue Brown, who many of our listeners and watchers or viewers will recognize was president and CEO of the Sioux Falls Area Community Foundation, and as you know, and you've been actively with that organization as well, a big player in the Sioux Falls area, advancing quality of place, quality of life.
You two have had an incredible impact in South Dakota. In how many years were you in D.C.?
For 5 years. I was in the military for a while during that era, and it was a great experience for some young folks from South Dakota to go to the big city and live there and be involved with the people I was. So it was quite a great experience for the 5 years I was there.
Dick, you're out there for 5 years. Why in the world would you come back to South Dakota?
Always look for an opportunity to see what the possibilities are. My mentor, as I mentioned already, Bill Farber always said, think about the possibilities and what the opportunities might be. And an opportunity came available in Omaha. A gentleman from Canastota, John Neuberger, was appointed by the president to head up the Missouri River Basin Commission, 10 states, 10 federal agencies in Canada. And he was looking around for, maybe there's a South Dakota guy that would want to go back from South Dakota. He said, well, he talked to Farber. Farber talked to his friend, and his friend talked to another friend. It's a sort of mentoring and working together that other people provide opportunities that you otherwise may not have. And so I interviewed and said, yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. And my wife had to leave an awfully good job with the Department of Housing and Urban Development. She was on a national development team to go to Omaha, but it worked out for both of us. And so we went to Omaha, short of South Dakota, and got to South Dakota 7 years later.
Okay. With everything you've done, was your life all planned out and you knew exactly what steps you were going to take?
My life was never planned out, but it does come to the fundamental issues of, do you have dreams? Do you have visions? And can you turn those dreams and visions into reality? And what the actual fundamental substance of what may end up being the end result may not be exactly the same what your dream was, but it is possible, it can happen, but it doesn't happen in a vacuum. It happens when you have friends, supporters, nutritious people that you're involved with who assist you along the way. But sooner or later, you have to show up yourself and say, here are my cards. And then you play them the best you can. And hopefully, I was very fortunate in my bringing and with a strong support from my family and leadership examples that they had in the state and in a small town. I think those ingredients make a difference.
Absolutely. So you were in Omaha for 7 years.
Yes.
And at that point, did you ever think you'd get back to South Dakota?
I thought we would eventually get back because I wanted to get back to South Dakota for the reasons of being in the state, quality of life, quality of place, opportunities and I always had interest in the political side of things and just general leadership opportunities.
And Dick, you've been involved in so many things in South Dakota. So we're blessed that you and Sue came back to South Dakota, but why so much involvement from United Way to state parks to everything that you're involved in?
Well, it really relates back to the experiences you have as a child. It was just a tradition that it would never occur to me that you would not be involved in whether it's the local Boy Scouts or baseball teams or cleaning up the park or doing something. It was a given part of life, but it was not unique to us. It was unique to, and it's not unique necessarily just to small towns either.
Dick, a lot of kids today are faced with a challenge or an obstacle, and they believe they can't overcome it and throw the towel in and they change direction. Can you share an obstacle or challenge that you had that really took some focus to work through?
Yeah, I've been fortunate in my life not to have necessarily too many. We all have some personal challenges, of course, and the answer in the long term is it can always be worked out. Always reach out. Always look for another opportunity to see who might be willing to help, and people do care. And so, to those that are the future leaders and all that, the whole life is a whole process of up and downs, but the trend line can be always up, even though you may have a dip on occasion.